Good morning. Coming at you here live from Costa Rica. For those of you that have been asking me about the time, I do apologize. I think one of the hardest parts about practicing online is being in all different parts of the world. So just bear with me as we all find the time. It is 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for the next week. So once we get day one going, we'll be able to adapt and shift. If you're watching the replay, let me know #watching the replay. When those of you are joining on right now, just let me know you're here. I'm super excited about this training. It doesn't matter whether you've been practicing yoga for 10 years, 5 years, or 1 month. This training is for you if you want to begin again. Whether you've had a long period of time between your practice or you're ready to start and get back onto your mat. This is going to be the inspiration to allow you to move your body and connect to your breath, where you tap into your heart space and the ability to build your confidence, reduce your stress, and overall just practice self-care. If you're here, please put in the comments who's here and where you're from. I came on just about 4 or 5 minutes early, and I'll do that every single day so that you can put into the comments what you experience, if you have any requests or anything that's coming up or manifesting for you as we begin this training. So if you're here, make sure that you have 2 blocks or a stack of books, a strap or a long belt, and a pillow or a blanket, something to sit on, as well as a yoga mat. So if you don't have those props, go gather them now, get your space ready. And if you're watching the replay, let us know you're here. If you're here, those of you that are joining us, just say I'm joining in and let us know where that you're from. This is day 1 of the beginner yoga training, and this is for anyone that is willing to be messy. Those of you that want to learn and explore about your body and really begin to cultivate self-love through the practice of yoga. If you have any questions, any comments, put it in the chat here, and I want you to know I'm here for you. I'm doing this beginner yoga training because I've been practicing yoga now for 10 years, but this year I learned that I needed to slow down. For 2 or 3 years, the doctors were like, Amber, you're pushing your body too hard. You need to take rest. And I was like, no, exercise is good. Like, this is okay. And all the signs, all the symptoms were telling me and the doctors different, yet I wasn't willing to hear it. It wasn't until I went to India and I was in, 7 months of lockdown, as many of you know, that I was forced to slow down. And in that, my symptoms got better. And so here I am now beginning again. I'm starting my yoga practice over, my asana practice, the physical practice. I'm beginning again. Before I was meditating, I was journaling, and I was still living my yoga on and off the mat. I just wasn't doing yoga asana. And so I'm here to inspire those of you that have never practiced yoga before or are wanting to relight your inspiration or your passion for your practice and get on your mat. There's so many benefits of yoga asana. Yoga asana is what builds confidence and gives us strength. It what allows us to be flexible in our minds and in our bodies. And so if you're here, let me know you're here. And we will be beginning in about 2 minutes. I would love to know who's joining us and where you're from. Some of your intentions, like why are you here? What are you wanting to learn? And how long you've been practicing for. Let us know. Let us get to know you and where you're coming from. We'll let this be like an interactive training so that every single day I can adapt it to you and to your needs, and we can really get the conversation going. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Put into the comments who's here and get all your props, your mat, and I'll join you onto your yoga mat as we're going to get started in just a minute or so. So for me, I haven't always had a meditation cushion, but it helps. You can always use a pillow or a blanket, that works too. But I also have a blanket. The blanket I put in front, and then the cushion back behind. So today's practice is all about beginning, starting. And as we bring ourselves onto the mat, my invitation for you is to begin where you are. I'll share you a quote that I've been contemplating, and a quote that I recently put into my 365 days Living Your Yoga journal that I'm in the middle of launching, and it's this: yoga begins right where you are, not where you long to be, but where you are right now, by Linda Sparrow. So yoga begins here, right where you are. Wherever you are in the world, this is where you start. And when we begin something new, we have to allow it to be messy. Get on your mat and start in any posture, whether you're lying down in Shavasana, in child's pose, or in a seated position. Allow your eyes to close. As you draw the awareness to your breathing, we're breathing all the time. But my invitation for you now is to start by bringing your awareness to your breath. Slightly restrict the backside of your throat as you connect to the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. As you slightly restrict your throat, you'll begin to hear what sounds like the ocean waves in the back of your throat. Begin to explore the breath as you notice the sound of the waves in the throat. Today we start. We begin right where we are in this moment. Allowing this moment to be whatever it may be: messy, frustrating, oftentimes when we begin something, we can let it be messy. We give ourselves permission to make mistakes. So allow today to be whatever it may be. As we begin to move, stay deeply connected to the Ujjayi breath. Allow it to be there to support you. The most important thing we can do in our lives is ask ourselves why. So today I ask you to ask yourself, why? Why are you here? What is your intention? And from a place of why, from a place of purpose, begin to move your body and explore. As we start something new, there's this beauty in exploration. If you're like, Amber, help me, I don't know where to go or what to do, I'll meet you in child's pose. You may move through down dog, cat and cow, or simply come with me. But right now is an opportunity to explore. No need to follow my cues, but rather to move your body in any position or way, as you step into the unknown with the curiosity for what you discover on your mat today. If you choose to meet me in child's pose, your hands are as wide as your shoulders, knees as wide as your mat, big toes touch.
The arms are strong and activated as you use the strength of your arms to press your butt onto your heels. Forehead rests onto the earth. You may be organically moving your body now, and that is perfect. Or you're holding still in child's pose wherever you are. Be there.
Here you'll take 3 more breaths, and as you're ready, meet me up in tabletop position, hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, stack your shoulders over your wrists, press through the tops of your feet, and then curl your toes under. As you curl your toes under, extend the energy out through your heels. Draw your belly button towards your spine as you gaze down in between your thumbs, long neck. Inhale. Exhale, curl left shoulder towards left hip. Breathe through the right rib cage. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Breathe through the left rib cage. As you keep the belly in, knit the inner rib cage towards one another. Core stays strong and active. Inhale back to center. Together we'll open the knees as wide as the yoga mat. Bring the tops of the feet to the floor. Press back into Balasana, child's pose. Stretch your arms forward. Lower your forehead to the earth. Take 3 breaths here. Every inhale is the chance to begin again, to explore the possibilities of a brand new breath. Maybe you inhale a little longer or exhale a little deeper. On your next inhale, fill your lungs completely. Exhale, walk your hands over towards the left. Walk your right fingertips out and away from you as you breathe down through the right side of the body. When we begin a yoga practice, we start by warming up the body. We don't immediately just jump into handstand or headstand, but we allow ourselves to slowly warm up the body, the sides of the body, the front of the body, the back of the body, the neck. Inhale back to center. And on your next exhalation, walk over towards the right. Stretch out through your left fingertips where you breathe deeply down through the left side of your body. It's gentle. It's to bring the awareness to feel and observe how we start something. With intention, with integrity, we warm up the spine. This is the beginning of a yoga practice. We warm up. Our entire physical asana today, inhale back to center, will be simply different aspects and variations to warm up your body in an asana flow. Inhale, rise up, tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Inhale, open your heart, lift your chest as you tilt your sitting bones towards the sky. Cow pose, stretch through the front side of your body, lift your chin. On your next exhalation, tuck your chin around your back. Draw your shoulders towards your hip bones, your chin towards your chest, and breathe between each individual vertebra. Now, flow on your own with Ujjayi breath. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose.
You may even begin to notice that the first time that I give you a posture, I'll give you the cues.
Child's pose, table pose, cow pose, cat pose, and then the second time
I let you go and explore it on your own.
Inhale, back to neutral, tabletop position. Walk your hands forward so that your hands are now about a foot distance in front of your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Externally rotate the shoulders back behind you. With the toes curled under, hover your knees off the ground. Lift up onto the balls of your feet as you straighten your legs. Draw your belly button to your spine. Bend your knees, press your heart towards your thighs with your knees bent. Hug your forearms in. Wrap the shoulders around the back of your body. Extend the crown of your head towards your thumbs. Draw your belly button to your spine. Tilt your sitting bones up. Hug your shins in, extend your heels towards the earth. Down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Few breaths here. Your knees may be slightly bent as we start to warm up the hamstrings. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank pose, push-up-like position. You may drop to your knees right away for modified plank. That's perfect. Wherever you are is perfect. You'll know the distance of your down dog because you can come straight into plank pose from down dog. Bend your knees, glide your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Notice no cues here, just find your way. And it's messy at first. Sometimes you're like, tell me what to do, where do I go? And that's why we begin. Inhale, round your upper back, shift your weight into the hands, into the balls of your feet. High plank pose. Remember, you can always lower your knees to the earth. Start where you are. Shine your heart forward. Extend through the crown of your head, heels back. Bend your knees, glide your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank pose, push-up-like position. Stay connected to your breath, it's your anchor. As you bend your knees, glide your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Tilt the sitting bones, extend through the heels, long neck. Inhale, ripple forward, lower your knees to the earth. Set up into tabletop position, walk the hands back. Press firm down through your right hand. Anchor into the right hand. Inhale, stretch your left arm up, look towards your left thumb. Exhale, sweep the left shoulder towards the earth. Lower your left temple and your left shoulder towards the mat. Come up onto your right fingertips, lift your right elbow. Variation 1. Variation 2, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Stay here, or option to wrap your right arm around behind your back. Remember that yoga starts where you are. Find your own variation. If you felt more confident here with the right fingertips to the earth, stay. Allow things to be messy. Give yourself permission to explore and find your own variation. If you'd like to go farther, press firm down through your left shoulder. Walk your right leg out to the right so that the outer edge of your right foot is parallel to the right edge of your mat and your right toes point forward towards the top of your mat. Hear your breathing. And if you're like, Amber, this is easy, I could be here all day,
Stay connected to your core and float your right toes off the ground. I'm giving variations so that you have the permission to listen to what speaks to you. Slowly begin to unwind your way out. I'll meet you in tabletop position. Switch sides, press firm down through your left palm. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky, open your heart. Exhale, thread the right arm under. Thread the needle variation, side 2. You know the different variations now from the first side. Give yourself permission to explore and also observe and notice if you need a different variation on this side. That's perfectly normal. I'll meet you in tabletop position as you're ready. As you come here into tabletop, notice if there's any shift from the first time we were in table. Look between your thumbs, step your right foot forward, and then your left foot forward. Open your feet as wide as your hips. Press down into your feet, lean back into your heels, lift the balls of your feet, notice the heels. Come forward onto the balls of your feet, lift your heels. You feel that core activate the hamstrings. If you have blocks and you need blocks here, please use them. I'll show with blocks for the first round, and then the second round I won't. So if you have blocks and you need them underneath of your shoulders, for here in this moment, you might need to bend your knees, and that's perfectly normal. Eventually you'll want to get your legs straight. With or without the blocks, press down through your palms. Inhale, extend your heart forward, halfway lift. Press through your feet, shift your hips over your ankles. From your hips, extend through your shoulders, draw your belly in. Extend through the crown of your head and create a long spine. Big inhale, breath. Exhale, bend your knees, tuck your chin, and forward fold. Walk your fingertips back in line with your toes. Flare your elbows out to the sides. Tuck your chin, look up towards your belly button. Work to straighten your legs. As you draw the shoulder blades towards your spine, extend the crown of your head towards your toes. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Draw your gaze inward, get closer to yourself and ask, how do you feel when you begin something new? Is there fear? Is there excitement? Did you know that fear and excitement are the same emotion, just identified differently based on the person's perspective? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bring your hands onto your hips. Draw your shoulders and your elbows towards the back of your body. Bend your knees, tone your belly. Press down through your feet, activate your thighs, press into your legs. Inhale, reach and extend up and out through the crown of your head. Lower your arms down by your sides, pinkies and thumbs out. Root down through your legs. Extend through the crown of your head, Tadasana, mountain pose. Soften your face. Connect to your breath. Hands to your heart. Press through your palms in Anjali Mudra as you repeat your intention to yourself. What is your why power? What brought you here onto your mat and gave you the courage to start something?
Whether it's just starting this training with me, with us together, or if it's starting your yoga practice, what are you starting? Is it cultivating a self-love practice where you can cultivate the ability to practice every single morning to show up for yourself? What is your intention? Sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Place the hands to the earth, step back, high plank pose, push-up leg position. Lower your knees to the earth with your toes curled under, shift forward. Shoulders just past the fingertips. Activate your fingers, tone your belly. Exhale, draw your elbows back towards your hips, reach your shoulders forward. Work to get your shoulders and your elbows in one line, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hold, 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 and then lower your stomach. Bring the tops of your feet to the outer edges of your mat and your hands to the edges of your mat. Keep your shoulders and your elbows on your back body. Press your pubic bone into the earth through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your heart. Baby Bhujangasana, baby cobra pose. Draw your shoulders and your elbows back. Lengthen through your neck. Exhale, lower your heart and your forehead. Curl your toes, press back through the table. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, look forward. Step forward. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Root through your legs. Inhale, arms out and up. Look up. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by your side. Tadasana, mountain pose. Step to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Heels in, toes out. Heels in, toes out. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, lower down into preparation for Malasana, yogi squat. Press your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows. If you have a block handy, you can sit on one or two blocks. It's totally normal here for your heels to be lifted off of the ground. If we were gonna be here longer, I would invite you to place a blanket under your heels, but we're going down onto the ground, so no worries there. Heels in, toes out. Bring your hands back behind you one at a time and come to sit on your booty. As you do, straighten your legs here out in front of you. Lean to the right, grab your left butt cheek, pull it back. Lean to the left, grab your right butt cheek, pull it back. Hips in line with the ankles, toes flex back. Place your hands by your sides, Dandasana staff pose. Extend through the crown of your head as you draw your belly in. Soften your legs and your heart. Bend your knees, place your feet onto the ground. Shift your butt forward so you're about the middle of your mat. We're in preparation for lying down onto the backs. If you have a blanket, you may want it for Shavasana, so just have it handy in case. Press through your feet. Reach your arms forward, palms face up. Activate your core. Really activate the fire inside of you. As you continue to breathe, go slow. And it may be messy, and I'm going to invite you to stop and hold. Connect to your breathing. Pause. And explore holding until you just completely lie down onto your back. Take rest for a moment. Hug your right knee in. Interlace your fingers around your front right shin. Press your right knee into your hands as you create a nice curvature in your low back. Arms are straight, neck is long. Press through the right knee into the palms as you breathe into the low back. Cactus your right arm with your right elbow in line with your right shoulder, left hand to the outer right thigh. Big breath in, fill your lungs, and as you exhale, empty and twist, right knee over your body. Press down through your right shoulder. as you turn your gaze towards the right and your right knee to the left. Close your eyes, soften your breathing. Inhale back to center. Lower your right foot to the floor, knee bent. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Hug your left knee in, interlace your fingers, opposite finger on top than the first side. It may feel a little awkward. And again, press your knee into your hands, straighten your arms, long neck. Breathe into your low back. Press and extend your knee into your hands, long neck. Cactus your left arm, right hand to the outer left thigh. Inhale, exhale, twist. Breathe into your low back. Inhale back to center. Bend your left knee, place your left foot to the floor. With your right knee bent now too, both knees bent, knees are over the ankles. Stretch, reach for the back of the heels and let them be just slightly out of reach. Bend your elbows, point your fingertips to the sky. Press your elbows down to the outer rib cage. Press through the back of your head. And here, you want there to be space in your throat, but you want your chin to be slightly tucked so your neck stays long. Press into your feet, press your sacrum into the ground to create this nice curve in your low back as you lift your hips towards the sky. Slightly activate your glutes as you send your thigh bones forward. Keep your throat, neck long. Exhale, lower your hips towards the earth. Straighten your left leg to the outer edge of your mat. Straighten your right leg to the outer edge of your mat. Then bend both your knees to the outsides. Bend both of your knees as you bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Drop your knees in. Rest your hands onto your stomach. Heel toe your feet back towards hips distance. Stretch your right leg towards the outer edge of your mat. Stretch the left leg to the outer edge of your mat. If you have low back tension or tightness, use your blanket and place it up underneath of your thighs. If it's okay for you, with your arms down by your sides, slightly away from your hips, shoulders are in line with your wrists. Soften your face, your arms and your legs. Draw the awareness to your breathing. Bend your knees. Reach your arms alongside your ears. And roll to the right side. Press into your left hand as you rise up to seated. In the posture where we began, shoulders over the hips, one ankle in front of the other. Sit with your heart held high. Notice how you feel. And I'll share with you the quote once again. Yoga begins right where I am, not where I was yesterday or where I long to be.
Linda Sparrow. Bring your hands to your heart, palms together. Remember your why. Your why is what's going to keep you coming to the mat again and again. From my heart to yours, from here in Costa Rica to wherever you are in the world, may you find the inspiration to practice self-love, to show up each and every single day. Release your hands and open your eyes. Thank you all so much for coming, for joining and sharing your practice. I would love to hear how you're feeling. What stood out for you? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? And once you put it into the comments, I can start to think about tomorrow's practice. We'll dive a little bit deeper from where we were today. For those of you watching the replay, let us know that you're watching the replay. And for those of you that want more inspiration, don't forget that I do have a book, a pre-Living Your Yoga journal that I am crowdfunding right now. And there will be new practices every single month: pranayama, breathing exercises, meditations, yoga postures, and how to put those postures together, as well as intention setting, daily affirmations, and quotes for you for a whole year. If you have any questions, I'm going to put it into the comments below. If you're here watching the replay, let me know that you're here. Let me know your intention, why you're showing up, and what your biggest takeaway from day one was. I hope it was messy. I hope it was inspirational. And my biggest hope is that you join me again tomorrow, again at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you need help on what time that is for you, just go to World Travel Buddy. It's been my best friend, especially when I was in lockdown in India. I was like, I have no idea. I'm like 12 hours into the future. All right. Thank you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow.